Hey everyone! As promised, I wanted to come back and give you an update about my week-long experiment, repeatedly asking myself, what would someone who loves themselves do? And this was something that I would ask myself all through the day, whenever I would remember it repeatedly. What would someone who loves themselves do here? What would someone who loves themselves do here? And it was an experiment to see what happened. So I want to let you know what happened. So I'm going to give you examples. The first thing I did was I woke up in the morning and I said, what would someone who loves themselves do? And I looked around me and my house was clean and I felt so much appreciation and joy for that. And we are fortunate enough to have someone that cleans our house. So I immediately, what I wanted to do to love myself was actually to text the woman who cleans our house and express gratitude and appreciation. Then later, it was my stepdaughter's birthday. And I thought, well, what would someone who loves themselves do about that? And I said, I would love to have our big kids and grandkids over to the house, but I don't want to cook. The answer came very quickly. Have people over, order food. Another time, this is interesting, I was stretching, and what I noticed is that I often have this stretching routine and I won't even let myself go to the bathroom until I finish it. So in the middle of the stretching routine, I said, well, what would someone who loves themselves do? I noticed that I needed to go to the bathroom and I thought I would go to the bathroom. It sounds very obvious, but I had myself under this regimen or this I was managing myself and not loving myself. So another time, I asked myself, it's just very, very simple in the moment. Ooh, the wind. What would someone who loves themselves do? They would enjoy the wind. And it was like that. I'd be outside walking and I would notice that I was in my mind and I was rushing about, and I would say, what would someone who loves themselves do? And I would stop, take a breath, and slow down and be in the moment. One time I decided I was just going to sit with the chickens for a while and watch them and enjoy them. Another time I was reading a book and I was loving this book. I was so enjoying it and I thought, what would someone who loves themselves do? They would keep sitting here reading this book and enjoy it. Another time I was distressed and I was feeling really overwhelmed and sad, and I thought, what would someone who loves themselves do? They would comfort. I gave myself comfort. So what happened, there's lots of other examples, but for me what happened was because it was a moment by moment question. It was very in tune with whatever was arising in that moment, and the answer that came to me was always quick and clear. Because I wasn't asking what should I do, which would elicit all kinds of socialized voices that might be competing, right? I did not feel overwhelmed. I did not feel angsty. I didn't feel ashamed. I didn't feel any fear. It just felt very clear what the answer was. And because I was in that moment and there was no resistance, it was so clear, it felt like flow, like I'm just flowing through life. What would someone who loves themselves do here and here and here? And so there was this level of flexibility and creativity in the moment that felt like flow. Finally, what it gave to me really was choice, because it wasn't like I had some external prescription of what I should do. It was, what does this moment mean? What does it mean in this moment to value myself? What does it mean in this moment? And because I was continually valuing myself, I was better equipped to value other people, and often what valued me did value other people. I found that I certainly was not more selfish. It allowed me to give more to other people. It made me feel more stable, more supported. I could trust myself to support myself. So therefore I wasn't grasping at other people. And so that's what happened for me. when I did this experiment of repeatedly asking myself, what would someone who loves themselves do? So if you took part in this experiment, please let me know what the results were for you and some examples if you'd like. And the next video is for those of you who maybe struggled with this experiment and it was just so difficult, because for a lot of us, we have so many years of practicing self-criticism, self-loathing, that self-love is so foreign to us. It's so difficult. It feels like we're being selfish or there's something wrong, there's shame that comes in. So if you tried this experiment and it was very difficult for you, the next video I will give you an alternative experiment that kind of comes in the back door to help you develop self-love, which I am convinced is the root of all health and healing. When we love ourselves, when we value ourselves, and we observe the world around us, we choose the things that are in alignment with our own innate worth and value, and the innate worth and value of every other person. So I hope this was helpful, and you can look forward to the next video.